Tuck, get my walker, will you? Tucker, pop the back, will you?
Tuck. Either help with stuff in the back or Grandpa, okay? We can't just stand there.
What? Okay.
I don't need any help.
All right, luggage it is.
I got it.
Be careful.
I
Be
got it.
careful.
Now it's garbage.
Just another movie night.
All right, hello and welcome to the show. I am Scott,
And I'm Joe.
and today we are talking trash.
Talking trash.
Talking trash indeed, and today we have a special episode, one that I had to do. We had to do this. We stumbled onto a film that just, it touches on everything a bad movie should be.
This is no joke that we literally have watched this twice.
We put this on a second time because I had to witness this thing again and do this for the show. We stumbled onto this one with our friends one night, and we haven't on the show yet done Asylum Films, but Asylum Films is hands down one of those companies that purposely try to capitalize on anything that's popular and do their own shit version of it. And this movie today we're doing,
Oh, man.
I don't know what they were going to capitalize on, but we're doing a shark movie. And I think this is the first shark movie we've done.
Yeah, I guess it is. This is 2021's Swim.
Swim. Yeah. It's no shock that this was written by the Sharknado writer.
I mean,
He's the writer of all the Sharknado films. Yeah, this is our first shark movie. This is... If you told me that this was Neil Breen making like it had more of a budget, this movie is shocking.
here's the thing. I think Neil Breen could have done better than this.
No, this is better than Neil Breen. Although I will say it has some similarities between the two. This movie is not about taking over the government and becoming a god or an alien.
It's not a
So that's not
propaganda
Neil Breen.
film.
Yeah, it's not some kind of like message movie trapped in a bizarre thing. But it's got everything else. It's got, let's check off the boxes here.
Okay.
It's got pretty actresses that the movie doesn't deserve. That's how Neil Breen films are. It has terrible overdubbing,
Yes.
horrendous special effects,
Horrendous, yes.
and it makes no fucking sense. Every time something's happening, you're like, wait a minute, what? Huh? So yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ. So, I mean, look, this is Talking Trash. We love to do breakdowns of these terrible movies, talk them out, and share our thoughts and our review. And I needed to talk about this movie because it blows my mind how I don't even know. I wonder if this was like a sci-fi movie. I don't think it is.
Well, here, just so I can give our listeners a little insight into Asylum Films. Okay, so they make like a mockery of, or they like their mocked up version of real movies.
It's
so,
not
like,
mocked up versions.
I mean,
it's
it's like,
they try to capitalize on whatever's big and they try
Yeah.
to do their version of it.
but it's a. Like,
So
I
if
mean,
you
it's not
got-
supposed to be a jokey version, but it is. I mean, they
It's
got
like a cheap budget version of it. So
Like-
it's like if they have Transformers, they did Transmorphers.
snakes on a train, the Da Vinci Treasure.
Yeah. And the reason they do that, and this is what blows my mind, and I guess we should talk about this, because the reason this made sense, right, and the reason that this company did this in the first place was that when video stores existed, it was a way to trick customers. So you would put new movies on the shelf, right? And so say someone went to Blockbuster back in the day and they wanted to rent a Transformers film or something like that, right? They would go to the shelf, and if they didn't have any Transformers, some people would be confused by getting Transmorphers. Mm-hmm. And it was a way to push cassettes. And they knew that. And so they try to capitalize on that market to trick customers, and Blockbuster and video stores would use that to their advantage.
Yeah, it's a huge dupe.
It's a huge dupe.
I mean, they have a movie called Journey. What was it? What was the one? The Day the Earth Stopped.
Yes, instead of stood still, it's The Day the Earth Stopped. And that came out when the Keanu Reeves version of The Day the Earth Stood Still. They did this all the time. Here, and this is why I wanted to talk about that, because here there is no video stores now. So why they're still pumping out movies for streaming schlock, or I don't really know how this is working out. Is there a thing that the streaming companies are doing where they're like, hey, make us a shitload of films, real cheap, quick, and we'll put them on the streaming service, and this way we can pad out our numbers and we have a bunch of movies for people to watch? I don't know, and I'm trying to figure it out.
I mean, here's the thing. It's like that line in Ed Wood where the producer says, I don't make major motion pictures, I make crap. Yeah. That's what I feel like the owner of Asylum Films is doing. Like, he's just capitalizing the best he can on whatever garbage.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how he gets budget. Like, where's his budget coming from? It's not like he's selling tickets. I don't know where the money's coming from. Like, are these fronts for the mob? Something's up.
Well, I mean, something's definitely up. But, I mean, they are called mockbusters. So they are, like...
Yeah, but the movie we're talking about tonight isn't.
Okay, yeah.
This is just a shark film, because shark movies are popular. In the sense that shark movies are their own subgenre of terrible films.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how, like, under what kind of, like... How do these films get produced? Like,
that's what I was asking.
I know, I don't understand.
I don't know if it's just the company that the streaming service, like this one's free on Tubi, and I know that Tubi just takes a bunch of trash. So I'm wondering if they say, "Hey, make a bunch of movies for a little bit of money, and this way looks like we have a lot of numbers."
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm gonna say this, right? First there was Jaws, right?
Yes.
Then there was Orca, and then Sharknado. And now, Swim. It's the Mount Rushmore of shark films.
You forgot one, Deep Blue Sea.
And Orca's not even a shark film.
And Orca's not a shark film.
First off.
You forgot the Meg.
Meg and Deep Blue Sea aren't even that good.
Well, I mean... Deep Blue Sea is 5 times better than this movie. And this one,
we
didn't even say that the movie that we're doing is called Swim. We did
said
that
it like 3 or 4 times actually.
Okay. I'm too busy reading about Asylum Films and the names of the Asylum films.
Yeah.
I can't get over it. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna stop because I can go on reading the names of the films.
It's pointless though to the conversation because Swim has nothing to do with another movie.
It literally doesn't.
It was just capitalizing on the moment of the shark films. They basically make these movies for Shark Week. So like, what's going on in Shark Week? We need new shark films. It's just like when Christmas, they're like, oh, we need another Santa Claus film. We need another holiday special.
Yeah.
So pump out all these shitty romance holiday movies because we need something to fill.
Yeah, it's like the Hallmark Channel.
And that's what's interesting here is like, there's cursing in this. So this isn't Sci-Fi Channel. Unless it was beeped. That's what I'm saying. This was on some streaming service like, we need our own shark film.
I wonder
So, look, okay, let's start talking about the movie now,
it was to rent or buy on Prime. And then
but
also.
Prime puts everything up for rent.
That's
unless
true.
they are a movie that Prime gets, their own movies. Well, not their own movies, but everybody gets a time release. Each company kind of like bids for movies. Mm-hmm. So Prime has a ton of terrible free content, but so does Tubi. So there's all these things like you can find a bunch of shit. I love when you find them on YouTube for free. That means that no one even gives a shit about the rights. That's always my favorite.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got to talk about this movie now. Okay, let's get into it because when we talk celebrities on these kind of movies, these shit, rushed out, cheap movies, you have handfuls of celebrities. You're gonna know one person, and this one's star is Joey Lawrence.
I gotta tell you, I think I complained maybe about, I don't know, no less than 16 times about his freaking manscaped eyebrows and his bad haircut.
So
I mean, he
Joey
gets top
Lawrence,
billing in this, and he's not even really in the movie.
he kind of isn't. He's like a backdrop character.
Yeah.
But he's got this crazy eyebrow thing where his eyebrows are straight across his head.
It's weird. They're square. Like they're. I can't.
Yeah, it's odd.
I
He
can't
looks
look
like
at
an
him.
alien from Star Trek. He really does.
You know what? It does. He looks. He does look like he looks like a Romulan. But first of all,
Right,
but
like-
it's just something that he's just overdone. He just looks too overdone.
Half of his face doesn't look real.
Whoa, wait a second.
No, he doesn't look real. He looks like his face is like completely CG in this. Like it's just weird. It was weird to look at him in this movie when he was on screen, which was very rare.
He looks so much different than he did when we were kids and we were watching like Blossom that he was big
Oh,
for.
he was so cute on Blossom.
He looks so different now. Like, whoa, it's very odd, but you can't stop staring at him. Like,
No.
what's going on with him?
I'm just
Like,
trying to figure out, like, yeah, what did he do? Because something's wrong.
It just is.
Not wrong, but something's off with his face. I mean, so he just looks weird.
Whoa, that's amazing.
But
One day we have to return to his other masterpiece, Money Plane, because that's another insane thing.
that was
we've
his
seen.
brother, wasn't it? Or
It's
they
all
both
of them.
were?
All
Oh,
of them.
all
are in it.
three
And
brothers.
one of the brothers directed that one.
6.5 hours later.
In this film, we start off with Joey Lawrence in a car. He's like basically in an Uber, and it's pouring
He's supposed to
outside.
be going to the airport.
He's saying that, and he makes a joke about flying to the airport.
Flying to the airport?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, he doesn't want to go to. He makes a joke that he's going to go to the airport to fly. He doesn't want to fly in this weather. He's
was
like, well, I
pouring.
hope we don't have to fly in this weather. And the cab driver's like, aren't I driving you to the airport? And he's like, I know, I'm just kidding. No, you're actually driving me somewhere else. My flight's canceled.
Yeah, so he was driving him to the Enterprise rent-a-car. And then he makes a phone call, which we see he's making a phone call to his wife, saying that he's going to be delayed because he has to drive up the coast of California.
He's going to be about 6 hours late.
He's going to be 6 hours late, so he's going to be driving. So he has to rent a car instead of fly there. And that's the last time for a while that we see Joey Lawrence.
Whoa.
We get little glimpses here and there. But yeah, he calls them, and then we cut to who he's calling. And it's his family driving on a road. Beautiful sun.
Oh, it's California.
It's
Like,
California.
yeah.
It's very nice out. Everything's great. And we get to meet this family. The wife that's driving right now, I think she was Asian Miss America in 2007, I believe.
Yeah, her name is Jennifer Field. I don't recognize her from anything. She's playing his
And you
wife in
shouldn't,
this.
because holy shit.
Okay.
This actress, I don't even want to say actress.
She's not acting.
She only has one emotion, and that's complete and utter shock.
But is there any way that you could come by here? This month is really important because this is the last time our family is going to be together before my daughter goes off to college. And
Wide mouth shock.
Okay, so we are watching this with our Bad Movie Night group, and I should just tell you guys that I literally lost all my whole mind. I was laughing so freaking hard I couldn't even breathe, because every single scene that this woman has in this film, her mouth is hanging open. Like she doesn't know how to act. She's just
It's not.
her
It's
mouth is open, like wide, like someone's throwing grapes in her mouth.
And this is sad because some of the other there's kids in this movie, and when I say kids, I'm going to do quotations around that, because the people who are playing the kids in this film
There's a boy and a girl.
are actually trying. I would say there's 3 of them, and they're actually trying. This woman is so horrendous that the director, you can tell, is trying to cut around some of her acting, because there's parts in the movie where there's a scream and then they cut away from it like it didn't happen, but they're trying desperately, but they didn't know how to edit it because they just were screwed into a corner where they were like, damn it, we got that on tape, we can't get around it, we only got one shot, we got to move, you know. And there's so many shots like that, and if you watch her background acting, it's just complete haggard. Like, she's hunched over and she's in shock.
Like, her mouth does not close throughout the whole entire film.
Sometimes they're pouring, like, a rain machine on them, and her mouth is wide open. She must have... I can't believe she didn't drown.
I know. People on IMDb are talking about this, too. Like, how her mouth is just hanging open throughout the whole movie. She just cannot close her mouth, no matter what.
People need to see this film just to watch what horrible acting could be like. It is... shocking.
It's shocking, but it gets worse.
Let's move on to the rest of this car because...
Well, since you mentioned the kids, I'll tell you that there's a daughter who's graduating from high school and about to go to college. And now if you look at this daughter, she's clearly the same age as the mother. How is this possible?
I looked all this up. Everybody in this film is only 10 years apart.
Whoa!
Everybody is 10 years apart from everybody. Like, so... the kids are all like 10 years apart from their parents. The parent is 10 years apart from their parent. The only one actor in this movie is way in age. It's another character's father. He's like older. We'll get to that. But yeah, in this car, there are two people playing kids. Now, what's crazy is the girl, I'm going to say she's already graduated because it's summer. And she's going to move on to college now. So she's got to be about 20.
Yeah, she's supposed to be going to med school. That's what the whole thing is.
Is she's 20, you would say?
I would say she just graduated from high school, so that would make her maybe 18, 19 tops.
Every summer, we've come here since you were babies. I'm gonna miss it.
Well, college isn't year-round. I'll be home in the summer.
Yeah, but college, and then medical school, and then postgraduate school, and then...
Well, do you not want me to become a doctor like Grandpa?
I want everything for you and your brother.
Yeah, I feel like, God, gotta be closer to 20.
It can't be, because she just graduated from high school, but the son is about 16. So, yeah, that makes sense, but this kid's clearly 30.
He could be in his 20s. He's the only actor that couldn't figure out his age. I can't find it anywhere. But the sister is definitely 30-something in this movie.
Yeah, she's
and the
very
mother
pretty.
is 41.
Yes, her name is Brett Hargrave. She's very pretty, the daughter.
So, yeah, and now in the back seat with the son that's 16 years old is a father.
Okay.
The grandfather of these children, the father of the mother driving the car. Now, let's just point this out first off, for starters.
He's the non-Asian side of her.
Thank you. She's supposed to be an Asian American. This father and mother look nothing alike. And this actor, shockingly, has been in some movies. He was in Born on the 4th of July, Necessary Roughness. He's directed movies. I've seen this guy before. He looks like a knockoff version of Scott Bakula, right? And
How dare you?
Oh boy.
I'm saying a knockoff version. This is the Asylum version of this.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay.
The Wish version?
Now, here is how we know that this is the father of the mother of these children, because they are both the worst actors in this film.
I've never seen
this father.
It's beyond.
Now, okay, now the mother is clearly only maybe her age, 40, right? Mm-hmm. Her kids we already said one was 16 and one's 19, right?
Yes.
Okay, 16 and 19.
Mm-hmm.
She's 40. How old can her father be?
Okay. Well, can I just say...
Just do the math here, though, with me.
The father has to be, to have a 41-year-old daughter.
Has to be 60s?
He has to be about in his 60s, okay?
Okay.
Well...
Let's talk about this.
Can we just say that... I'm just going to tell you right off the bat that the actor playing this character is...
Only 51.
He was 57.
57?
He was 57. So that means that he had her when he was 11? Okay. But... That's not the problem here. The problem here is the fact that he's got an oxygen tank. They're treating him as though he's 89 years old.
Yeah, because the actor, first off, can't figure out what he's doing. And I had to look this up because all I kept thinking was something happened to this actor in real life and maybe he had a stroke or something's wrong with him. But no, I can't find out any information.
Did you research this?
Yes, I looked into it.
Because
I went up and down because I had to look this up before I talked about it.
this actor is asleep at the wheel. I
It's
think
not
he's
even asleep at the wheel. It's that he's trying to do old man acting.
I know it would be a beast if we try, but what if? Well, we rented a boat. Next week, a fishing boat.
Or maybe he has dementia.
I'm hungry. Where's the sandwiches?
I don't know what he's doing, but
I
it is
don't-
batshit
the
crazy
way
acting.
he's speaking is like, I mean, something has happened to him. Something has happened to this man, but they don't ever tell us that. They don't
never
go out of
tell
their
us
way
what's
to
going on.
tell us what's going on with him.
Yeah.
They just treat him as though he's like a geriatric. Meanwhile, he's only in real life 57 years old. at the
57
time of
years
this.
old, and he can only be playing 10 years older.
It's bizarre.
Unless he had this daughter when he was 7, like when he
was
was
11?
45.
I
Or,
mean, how?
like I'm trying to figure out because in the movie he actually says a line of dialogue to his daughter, like, you're treating me this way because I'm an old man.
Dad, no,
What?
it would be too hard for you. We haven't done it since.
Just because I'm old doesn't mean I can't do things.
Yeah.
And I'm
Okay.
like, you're not that old. Like, and they also tell us that he was a doctor. He's a pediatrician.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that's the running thing in this movie. I guess we got to talk about this too, okay? Because there's so much to talk about here. I got so many levels of questions on each scene in this film. They're driving this car, and they get the phone call from the Joey Lawrence, the husband, and he's saying he's going to be late, and they're going to a beach house in California, which is a tradition in this family.
Yeah, so they go every year and
Yeah.
they stay for a month.
They stay for a month. Okay, let's just get this out of the way. They're loaded, right?
I mean, that's the impression I'm getting.
The father's a doctor. They say that it's in the family that they become doctors. Is that a reference that Joey Lawrence or the mother are doctors?
No, because they never once in the
never
whole
talk
movie
us about. They never tell us what they do.
All she says is you're going to be a doctor, a great doctor like your grandfather.
Oh,
That's
I
what
see.
she says. So we don't know what the woman does, what the wife does, and Joey Lawrence. We have no idea what
But
that couple does.
To
for a
rent
living.
a beach house in California for a month,
yeah,
you
it's
have
like
to have money, right?
Like a timeshare or some shit, maybe. I don't
It's
know.
not, though,
Or you know
because
what
we
it is?
know about this.
It's like a Verbo. It's like a yeah. Like they're renting it.
I mean,
Yeah.
all right. So my next question is, why did they have a shithole? So they're driving, right? And they get off the phone with the husband. They're like, okay, we're gonna have a good time. They're all joking around. They pull up at the beach.
Yeah, but you're forgetting one major thing is that on the way to the beach house, she calls the owner of this
Yes.
house.
Oh, because Joey Lawrence
wife.
says, hey, make sure you talk to whatever this guy's name is. Make sure you talk to him and say, last year was a mess because the pipes in the basement were leaking and the power went out. Make sure everything's taken care of this time. So she gets off the phone. She's like, okay. So that's when she calls that guy. And she tells him, you know, and before she calls, we cut to him at his place with an inspector. It turns out that the neighbors complained about his place and they called an inspector to check his house. And so he's checking the pipes. And now this place, the living room area is which we see maybe a bedroom and a living room beyond the basement and the rest of the house. But it looks like a dump everywhere but that living room.
It really does. And the best part about this is, I mean, we've stayed in Verbos before.
Yeah.
If we stayed in a Verbo and there was, pipes leaking and shit happening and the place was falling apart, we would not be going back the next summer.
Exactly.
Like, what is happening here?
And
There's
they've been
no
going
other
to this
vacation
guy-
rentals.
Yeah, they've been going to this one place for years.
Yeah, for years. So maybe
Okay, at least 3, because we know that they have friends that they've met in the next building over.
right. And the handyman is on like a first name basis with them.
Yes.
So that's just crazy.
So this guy's getting his inspection, and he's like, the neighbors did this, right? They called you. Now this inspector is looking at the pipes in the basement, and it is terrible. It's a shithole. It's run down. It's crazy. It's like in a basement, but this is a house on the hill, like a mountainside, facing the beach or facing the ocean. And it's on stilts, right? And the basement is where all the piping is coming from. And this guy's just like, you can't rent this place out. And also, you can't have an electrical box on the roof.
So they make a point of telling you that about
Yes,
the
it's
electrical
the,
box. It's the breaker.
Chekhov's gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chekhov's electrical box.
It's like
It's on the roof.
They go out of their way to tell you that it's on the roof. I'm
And
like,
he
okay,
says,
that's weird.
well, I'm going to get solar panel put in. He goes, no, what you're doing is you're stealing your neighbor's cable. And
This
he's
guy's like a
cable's
rat.
expensive. Yeah, cable's expensive. He says, you're not allowed to rent this place out until you get these pipes fixed. And the electrical box off the roof.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have the balls to tell the guy, the inspector, that the family that rented the place is already on their way.
On their way.
And so, but the wife told the guy, when the owner of the vacation rental, she's like, "Hey, I'm expecting a package."
Yeah, she
And
calls him
so-
up. He gets her on the phone after the inspector left.
After the inspector left, yeah, and so then there's a huge box.
This is
It's
amazing.
sitting there,
Well-
and like, how does he not see that?
Well, here's even better. It's not at the front door.
No,
it's down at the beach.
It's under the. Okay, first
Someone
of all,
delivered a package.
it's under
at
the
steps
house.
where the water is coming in.
Yes, it looks like it's under a pier, but
So
it's under the house.
It's under the house where the stilts are at the bottom of a mountain and a tiny little beach underneath the house. It's like basically a shithole you don't want to go because if tide comes in, it's not going to be good. Especially since the staircase goes down to rocks.
Right.
And so that's how high the beach comes in.
There's just no rhyme or reason.
I don't really understand why you would want to have that, because animals can come in, sharks can come in, fish can come in, or like dangerous things could happen.
Yeah,
Why would anyone want to live at that?
I don't know. It's like literally in the ocean, this house. It's
Yes.
weird.
It's right on a mountainside. It's the most dangerous looking. It just sucks. Like, I don't understand it. But yeah, they call him up, and he answers the phone after the inspector left, and of course he's at the bottom of the steps at the ocean where the beach is, like the tiny little beach. And he goes, she says, "Oh, I had a package delivered to your house. Could you get it?" And he goes, "Oh, yeah." And he looks over, and it just so happens to be at the steps of where he's standing. The only reason this is happening is because we need to get the scene done. There's no other reason that someone didn't deliver it where the cars pull in. Because no delivery service is at the beach. Unless they're delivering in a boat.
They didn't go to the front door. They just dropped it off in the sand.
That's what I'm saying. They must have been on a boat.
Like, what
Is
the hell?
FedEx delivering from boats in California? I don't know what's happening in the scene. But the only reason this is happening is so he can pick up the package, and he tells her, "Oh, I have it right here in my hands right now." And she's like, "Great." And she's like, "Did you get all the pipes and everything? We don't want the same repeat of last year. Did you get everything fixed?" And he goes, "Yep. I had my friend, I don't remember his name. I had him come and install copper piping, and everything's fixed up and ready to go for you." And now, of course, whatever. She gets off the phone with him, but as he's about to get off the phone with her, he drops the package, and the water comes up, and it starts floating out. The package goes out into the ocean.
This is amazing because he watches it get carried out into the water.
Yeah, he's still on the phone with her. He says, "Oh shit. Okay, gotta go." And she doesn't even go, "What the hell just happened?"
He goes after it in the ocean. He goes after this box. Okay, now I don't know what's in there. At this point, we don't know what's in there. But it's floating. It's floating on the water. So he tries to go into the freaking ocean and retrieve this box. And he gets attacked by a shark.
Yes. So he gets mauled by what looks like a shark of regular size.
A normal size, yeah. It's not like
it
Jaws.
It looks like a human-sized shark.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, and I love these shark movies that don't understand sharks at all. To them, I think to these writers, they're like, sharks are constantly hungry. Like, they're just always hungry. They want to eat people like crazy. Like, it's so weird because one shark like that eats a person or, like, does a shark attack, it's full for the day. It goes to sleep. It goes somewhere and goes and veges out. You know what I mean?
I feel like this shark has a personal vendetta.
This shark is hell-bent on killing people. It is insane. This is like Jaws level. Like, you know, Jaws just wants to kill for some strange reason.
Yeah.
This shark wants to kill too, and it's willing to do anything for revenge. I don't even know. No, there's no reason or rhyme or reason for why this shark, and why there's only one. You'd think in this movie there would be like a pack of sharks.
Well, they didn't have the budget for that, so they only.
What budget? This thing looks like a CG mess.
I know.
There's
I'm
actually
kidding.
a CG'd in fin with a shadow.
Oh my god, it was so bad.
It's crazy.
It looked like-
still, it's not the worst I've seen. It's not
No,
Sharknado. It's not all these things.
The Amazing Bulk, that kind
It's
of
not.
level.
It's close, but not that one.
Terrible.
So yeah, the owner of this place is dead, right? And of course, the package is still in the ocean.
It's just floating there.
Oh, no, it's still out there.
You would think it would get waterlogged and then just sink.
Yep.
Just floating around.
This thing's whoever wrapped this thing, good job, because this thing's a floater. So yeah, so the family gets they arrive, and that's when we kind of establish some stuff about each character here, and it gets even more confusing because the mother and daughter share a moment. Now, the mother and daughter are definitely around the same age.
I mean, they are.
The daughter's taller. The daughter has blue eyes, right?
Yeah.
And neither Joey Lawrence or the mother have blue eyes.
I mean, there's no way that these kids could possibly be related. They didn't even try.
They didn't even try. They don't look anything like them.
No.
They don't look like they're related whatsoever.
They did the casting call for this, and they're just like, okay, we need a super cute girl and a super cute guy, and we're gonna just toss them into the mix and see how they do.
Yeah.
There was no criteria for these kids at all. It was like, we don't care how old you are. We don't care. We just want you in the movie because you're cute.
Yes. And to hammer that in, that the daughter is in a bikini top throughout the entire film, starting at this moment.
Yeah.
She is just in a bra,
Well,
virtually.
they are at the beach.
Yeah, but they went to drive. She gets out of the car. She's instantly in a bikini top, you know? And the whole entire movie is that top. It is insane that these actors never cover up whatsoever.
I mean,
the mother does. The funniest part is the mother is instantly in a bikini as well.
well, she changes her clothes.
She changes right after she gets to the beach.
We are
Why did
literally
she come to the beach in a bikini and then change?
Exactly. Well, here's the thing. This girl, the daughter, literally is she has to be freezing to death by the middle of this movie. Like, she probably had pneumonia or something.
We're gonna get to another character who has it even worse.
Yeah. So
she's in shorts, at least, this daughter.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
The mother and her share a moment where they stare out at the ocean. Now, first off, the car parks up on the top of a hill.
And it seems like they have to walk
They have
really
to walk
far
down a hill to get to their
get to the
house. Right? But before that happens, I wanted to point out how high up they are, because they share a moment with ADR, because obviously the wind was bad, and so they had to cover up the mic. So they had to ADR all their dialogue in. And it's awful, because half of it doesn't ever match up to mouth movement. It's like sometimes they're not moving their mouth at all, and there's
Well,
the
the mom
dialogue.
never moves her mouth because it's hanging wide open all the time.
It's
so
she
bad.
is crazy. It is crazy, and what she says a lot of the time is really weird. But she says this is virtually the last time they can all do this as a family.
I want everything for you and your brother. All right, you guys, I don't want to make more than one trip, so let's try and get everything, okay?
Well, yeah. Well, because
She's going to go off to college.
the daughter's going off to college, so it's going to be the last time. But also, they're making it seem like the father's going to die soon. It's weird. They're treating him like he's just
Yes, the
incapacitated.
grandfather. Yes, the grandfather. Well,
Yeah, the grandfather.
To get that even better, basically they're all getting in a car, and grandfather can hardly get out of the car properly. And the son, of course, in this stereotype of sons, he's got the headphones in, he's not paying attention, he's playing on his phone. And they're like, help dad with his oxygen tank
Here's
and
the
his
thing.
fishing poles.
Like, I don't understand why they didn't just hire an older actor.
Yeah.
It's like, do you guys think that the audience is stupid? I mean, we must be. We're watching this movie. But do you think we're stupid? We're looking at this actor who is clearly in his 50s, okay? And you're making it seem like he's literally decomposing as we speak.
Yeah.
He's not that old.
And to hammer that in, he's randomly reaching out and touching his daughter.
Okay, he's randomly
acting like he's out of his mind.
He's doing weird shit. He's randomly like reaching towards nothingness. Like when they were
He just
unloading
keeps
the
rubbing
car.
her back.
Yeah,
It's so weird.
They were unloading the car and he was reaching towards the suitcases like he was going to pull one out, but his hand just hovered there like he was
it's like
using
double
like a
vision.
Jedi mind thing. I'm like, what is going on?
We didn't even talk about how his acting, his voice, because in the car ride he actually was like, basically complaining about last year and how much of a debacle it is, and hopefully it's better. All right.
Yep.
And his voice, his acting is so weird. It's like I cannot think of the actor that it's reminding me of, but it's so strange. It's like, I'm not that old, It's like a southern version of it. It's like I don't know who it is that's reminding me of, but it is so off-putting. It is so odd that you're just like, what the fuck, right?
Also, I was getting like irate because I was literally aging just so he can get through a freaking line. I'm aging through this line. He couldn't even deliver the line. It took him 20 minutes to say 2 sentences. I was like, I'm fucking aging here, man. Say it.
And he doesn't even look old. Like he is he's fit.
Yeah,
The actor is in good shape.
He's fine.
Yeah, he basically just has gray hair, and he's doing a thing with his face where he looks like he hasn't slept in a week.
Yeah, and they're going out of their way to tell us that he's old.
Yeah, and yes,
What?
and then he's
I
also
have
got a
eyeballs.
cane.
Yeah, he's got a cane.
Got a cane in an oxygen tank.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's
fishing
fine,
poles.
okay.
That he's very worried about his fishing poles.
Yes, he is. But here's the thing. If you are gonna go out of your way to make him seem like, he's got something wrong with him, then tell us what's wrong with him at least. So we don't sit there and we're like, okay, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, no attempts to
No.
tell us what's happening.
No, he delivers his lines. It takes him literally 10 minutes to get through a line. And I just want to snap my fingers and be like, bro, hurry up. Hurry up.
While they're trying to get out of their car, we find out some new information because a Corvette shows up of some sort, right? I don't know if that's exactly what the car is, but it's like a Corvette, and it's got the open roof, and the guy is in it, speeds up, and it stops, and it turns out he's a family friend that during the summer, he also rents next door, and he seems, I gotta tell you, what's really odd is he's older than a lot of these people. He's not as old as the guy playing the father, but he is older than Joey Lawrence.
You think so?
He is. I looked it all up. He was born in 70, and Joey Lawrence was born in 76.
Oh.
He looks young.
He actually looks
This
better
guy
than
looks great.
Yeah, he looks better than Joey Lawrence.
I agree. And he shows up, and he's like, it must be, he's like, oh, you guys staying for the summer? Yeah, we're staying for the summer. That's why we're here. That's why you're here.
Yeah.
And he's and he asked the son of the family, and they're all laughing. They're like, he's like, "Oh, are you gonna talk to my daughter?" And the son's like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, I know you're gonna." And then the mother's like, now, she leans into the car and she's got a bikini top and she leans real close. She's like flirtatious almost.
Yeah,
and she's
his
like,
name is Tad.
Yeah, the actor's name is great too.
Rib Hillis is the name of the actor. He's cute though.
Yeah, he was like a reality star or something.
Oh,
he was on some
okay.
kind of reality show, I think.
Yeah, so the son says, "Oh, where's Becky? Is she going to be coming by?" Becky is his daughter, and I guess the son kind of has like a little tryst.
Yeah,
with
and
her.
you can tell the father's like worried about it, but the mother leans in. She goes, "Oh, they've known each other since they were young."
Okay, well, thanks for telling us because he should know that because that's his daughter.
Yeah, and they're 16.
Where's my man Hudson?
He's driving in from San Francisco.
Hey, Tad. Becky around?
You stay away from her, Tucker. I see that look in your eye.
What? Wait, what?
What? She's my daughter.
Tad, they've been friends since they were kids, ever since you got the condo next door.
Yeah.
And well, they are not 16. I mean,
Okay.
these are because this relationship has gotten deep.
Just take a look at Becky. I mean,
So yeah,
this
so
chick.
we see that he is texting Becky on the phone as this is happening. He's like shocked that the father's bringing it up, like he's a little worried about it. This kid, he kind of sometimes goes into a Shaggy voice, like
He
very
does.
pubescent.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe
like,
they told him to do that because he's literally 30.
yeah, like be young. Yeah, be really young.
Yeah.
So the guy drives away and he's like, "Where's your husband?" Before he drives away, and they say, "Oh, he's gonna be late." And he's like, "All right, we're gonna hang out. We're gonna tell him we're gonna see him." And he drives off. And then he's like, "If you see Becky, tell her I'm looking for her." Okay, will do. And they march off, and they look like they have to walk to get to this place. Not even to get to a staircase. It looks like they have to walk along a mountainside.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't have steps. It's
bizarre.
just like a loose. And now this guy's carrying an oxygen tank and a cane, and he's gonna walk through a rubble to get to this place. And then they finally get to like a walkway, and he starts looking. He's like, "He didn't fix." And the father's like, "He didn't fix this place. It looks like shit. Everything's still messed up. This is gonna be like last year. Remember when the power went out?" And she's like, "Dad, calm down. I got it all handled. Everything's good. Just get in the house." Okay. And they all go into the house, and the mother's like, "Ah, Christ." All right. And she starts trying to call the guy who owns the place again. But he doesn't pick up because he's dead in the ocean. So they get back to the place. They go inside, and she's like talking about making sandwiches or whatnot. And I think basically the son's like, "Hey, Mom, I'm going to go out. I'm going to go for a swim." And she says, "You're going to go for a swim? I thought you hate the ocean." And he says, "I hate water polo, not
Okay.
the ocean."
Okay, so that's something that they put in there that we're supposed to know about?
Which is funny because he says, "Well, I'm still going to go." And later on he goes, "I'm still going to go off for water polo. You just said you hated it, and that's the sport you're playing?" And she says, "I thought you were going to go off for chess."
Okay, do you get the chess vibe from this kid?
No.
Okay, no.
I don't even get the water sports from this kid.
No, I don't at all.
I thought you didn't like swimming.
I don't like water polo.
Big difference.
Yeah, I don't know, Tuck. This weather
It's what I've been training in for like the last 5 summers in a row. Here at this beach.
With lifeguards watching, and I don't see anyone out there today.
I know the drills.
Look, do you want me to do water polo again or not?
So he's going to go for a swim, and then we cut to...
But we see that he's actually texting with Becky.
Yeah, so we cut to him going downstairs. He's going to take a swim, and he meets up with Becky. And I gotta tell you, this girl is really pretty.
Yeah, this girl, now she's supposed to be 16.
Okay, there's no
They
way.
actually start making out when they see each other on the beach. And when I say beach, it's at the end of those steps on that little shithole. And they start making out, and she says, "Oh, my summer fling is growing up." And he's like, "We don't have to be a fling." And she's like, ooh, and he's getting bold, right? And that's when she takes off her like sundress or whatever it is to reveal her bikini, which the camera shoots perfectly her ass.
Okay, so she takes off her dress, but instead of shooting her from the front,
She doesn't
go
even turn.
out of their way to shoot, like, filming right on her butt. Now, she has a beautiful butt, okay? But
she's got a really nice
she
butt.
has a really nice butt, but she's doesn't even turn
She
to
walks
face
sideways
the camera. She walks sideways.
into the ocean.
So it's like the director was like, okay, well, what we're going to do here is you're not going to face the camera. We're just going to like hone in right on your tush.
So much so that my friend actually thought that this was a body double. And then we saw, no, it's not a body double because this actress never is not in this bikini with her ass showing.
No, but she's very, very beautiful. So I get... See, here's the thing. I feel like if you're going to put an actress in this movie for eye candy with very little acting to do, because she really doesn't have a lot of acting to do.
Much.
She's just, hobbling around most of the movie. But if you're going to do that for eye candy, I mean, it's insulting to the actress, a little bit. But...
Well, horror fans.
I mean, yeah, we
We're
always
used
want
to the
TNA.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
And I got to give them credit. Hey, good for you guys, because you got to make something to look at during this movie.
True, but I mean, it really wasn't, because she was like barely in the movie. She was just...
she's always there. They're
she's
always showing her
in
body.
the background, and she's got to, we'll talk about
Yeah.
that. But anyway.
But she gets out into the ocean. She wants him to swim, and of course, she gets in that bikini. So he's like, "Oh shit!" And he's got to take off his clothes to get into the bikini, into the ocean with her.
Well, he's not naked. He has a swimsuit.
He's in a swimsuit. But you know what I'm saying? He takes off his shirt and runs after her into the ocean, and the waves are starting to get intense.
Okay, so mind you, right now, what's happening is it's about to storm, big time.
You can tell that something's going down, and especially since they cut to the top of the house, and the wind is getting insane. Stuff is blowing away on the porch.
On the patio. So yeah,
sorry.
the chairs are blowing over and stuff, and then the mother's like, she's on the balcony and she's like...
Well, before that, she actually has a moment with her father.
Well, yeah.
The father and her have a conversation. He's like, I'm not that. I'm old, but you don't have to treat me like I'm old. Why don't we get a fishing boat next week and go out into the ocean and fish like we used to?
Okay, well, you're not doing the voice justice. But if you did do the voice justice, I'd be here until I'm 90. So let's not...
I am speeding it up.
I mean, you're definitely speeding it up.
She's like, I don't know, Dad. I don't think you can handle fishing.
Why?
I don't know.
He's not dead.
And he's like, you're treating me too old. I'm not that old.
I mean, he could barely get his words out, and he needs an oxygen tank and
I'm going to play clips here because
but you have to put
not doing it justice whatsoever.
Wait until you hear the freaking clip that we're going to play, because there's just no way to describe this guy. He's not 108 years old. He's only in his 50s, and he's acting as though he's literally dying of decomposition over here.
They're acting like he's on death's door.
Hey, this place, look, if the house looks like this, chances are they never fixed the leak from last year.
Enough.
I told you this was gonna be a disaster, just like last summer. How many times did the electricity go out?
Dad, just go inside. I gotta make a call, okay?
It's so bizarre.
It's really weird, especially since everything that happens afterwards doesn't even go with that whatsoever. But yeah, since the storm starts kicking everything up, he
just wants to go fishing with his daughter.
He wants to go fishing with his daughter, but he goes and watches the game with the sister in the other room, and the power goes out. And this leads one of the characters to say, well, of course the father's mad because the game's off. Now, this is something I never understood about horror movies. What's with everybody with a fuse box?
So if the cable goes out, that's automatically a fuse box issue?
Well, the power went out. So it's just like, there couldn't have been a rolling power outage in the area?
How could you tell the power went out? It was broad daylight and all the blinds were open.
Because the television shut off.
I thought the cable just went out.
No, the television went off, and he was like, God damn it, it's happening again. And she's like, well, I'll go check the fuse box. I was
Okay.
like,
Well,
that's wild. Like, it couldn't just be that they had a blackout, like, or the power went down, or because of a storm or something. So I don't know. She goes down to the basement to go check the fuse box, which is like a horror movie cliche. And wouldn't you know it, the basement is completely flooded.
there's no fuse
The
box down
pipe,
there.
there is, and she actually flips it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she flips it, and power goes on. It works.
Wait a minute. You're
She's
right.
standing
But
in-
she's standing in like
the
waist deep.
water, and she hits a she
And
turns
she hits
a
an
power
electrical
switch.
box.
Yes.
Okay.
And it turns it on, and which also is funny because they said it's the box is on the roof.
Yeah, that's the power switch box that's on the roof. So that's
I don't
why
know.
is there?
She does switch something on in the basement.
Okay, that's bizarre.
The pipes are shooting water up. The basement is completely flooded. Okay? Now, she's like, oh my God. And of course, when she sees it, she just gets in it.
Yeah, she literally just steps in it as though it's supposed to be there.
Yes, and she's
This
like,
lady
"Oh, Jesus."
cannot act her way out of a paper bag. She is the fucking worst.
The wall is shooting water all over her body. And she's like soaking wet. It is so weird. It's so filmed, so funny. And the best part is she has the number to the local
Fix-It Man.
Fix-It Man.
Yeah.
What, like, that's not her job. She's renting this place. The
Right.
person who owns it is supposed to do that stuff.
But apparently,
Why would she have his number?
she knows him because she made his wife lemon squares last summer.
Last summer. Yeah, apparently he's always there to help. So she's able to call him and bother him while he's fixing up a house, it seems like, somewhere. And he gets on the phone. And he's really funny, this guy. I don't know. This actor's dialogue is a little weird, too. Because he's like, oh, I don't know if I'm not going to come out. And she's like, I need your help, please. And by the way, the whole time she's talking on this phone with him, I guess she doesn't want everybody else to hear how bad the basement is, which is nuts. Because I would be out of there in a minute. I would be like, we can't stay here. This is bad. She's hiding it, but she's still talking with the water shooting at her and in waist high water. And she's talking to this guy, and she's just like freaking out as the water's hitting her face. It's so funny. And she's like saying to him, like I really need your help. Please come out here. I can't get a hold of the landlord. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do. He said he told you to you fix the pipes, and he's like, I haven't worked there in a while since the last time I saw you.
Yeah, so the place should be freaking condemned. It
should be condemned.
It's a hot mess. But then the handyman says to her, "Oh, I can't get out there because there's a storm coming." But you're still literally outside working on a house.
Yes. And
none of this makes any sense.
And there's a storm coming, and then she's like, "Oh, but I really need you because this is a big deal." She starts pouring out all of her information. This is the last year we're going to be together. This is a big deal. My father's sick, and my daughter is going to college, and I really need this. Can you please come out? And she goes, "I'll pay you double." He says, "You don't need to do that." And then she's like, "I really need this," And he's like, "All right, on the way home, I'll stop by as my last stop of the day." And he's like, I really like those. My wife's still talking about those lemon squares. And she's like, "I'll make you some lemon squares." And he's like, "Okay, girl."
Did he say girl?
Yes.
Okay, you won me over. All right, girl. We'll see you later on.
I don't remember him saying girl.
It's very weird. But he's going to get those lemon squares. And he's going to get some money. So he's going to show up now, apparently, even though it's raining. And he doesn't seem like he wants to at all. So she's like, "Okay, good." So that's when she goes back into the house. Now she's soaking wet and she dries up.
Okay, so she literally walks up the stairs literally from the waist down. She's wet. She's sorry, that's okay. So yeah, she's sopping wet, and she just walks up into the kitchen like nothing. Like she's not sopping wet.
She's not sopping wet, and that's when the weather starts going a little nuts.
But she doesn't tell the father who's sitting there about the basement being flooded.
No, she wants to keep it from them to ruin their day. But let me tell you something.
To not ruin their day.
To not ruin their day. But this place, the mold has got to be insane. It's got to smell so bad.
I don't know
in this
how
place.
the house is still standing. The whole freaking place is flooded.
Yeah, it's flooded. Now, this is when the weather starts pushing everything over on the balcony. So she goes out on the balcony, and she sees that the waves, there's a storm coming in, and then she looks down at the ocean and she sees her son and that girl Becky swimming. And the camera pans into her face, and now she looks like she's gone pale, the actress. And this is when we start finally getting her mouth acting. And she's just like, her son's name, she's screaming out, "Get out of the ocean." What's the son's name? Because they said a lot.
Tucker! His name is...
Tommy?
Tucker! No, Tucker?
Tucker!
Hold on, I think it's Tucker. Yeah, Tucker.
Okay, Tucker. Tucker, get out of the ocean. Get out of there. And they don't hear him because she's up in the sky and it's wind and it's really intense. For some reason, they don't know how bad it is in the ocean, right?
But, I mean,
and now
there's no wind at all. There's nothing to indicate that there's any kind of storm coming while they're in the ocean, except maybe the waves are a little bit rougher. But they're just swimming like it's no big deal.
Yeah, and I gotta point out, the father is watching the game, which would be interrupted by the insane storm that we get in this movie.
The TV went out. You know, we're here for barely 2 seconds.
I'll check the breaker.
Right.
There's no
weather
warning.
There's no weather reports. Yeah. There's no emergency.
Their phones aren't going off with emergency alerts.
There's no emergency broadcast thing going on the TV at all.
Yeah, nothing. Apparently, this is just another day in California.
It's just happening at their house.
Yes, I will say that's exactly true. And only the Fix-It man seems to know that there's this huge storm, and also there's a huge storm where what's his name, Lawrence.
Whoa, Joey Lawrence.
Joey Lawrence is coming from.
Yeah,
like,
it seems like
sees
the whole state of California has a storm coming, but no broadcasting about it, nothing.
Yeah.
It's just like, let them figure it out.
So basically I think Joey Lawrence tries to call the mother. The mother tries to take the phone call. His wife. He's trying to call his wife. But she takes the phone call and she tells the daughter, "Go out there and get Tucker back in."
Charlotte! Oh.
Guess Tucker found Becky.
Yeah, I guess. Can you go get them? Because the wind is picking up and her dad is looking for her and they just shouldn't be out there. I'll be down in a minute. I need to change.
Right? Get him out of the ocean. It's too dangerous right now. So the daughter's like, okay. And Joey Lawrence and her are trying to talk on the phone and they can't hear each other. So we get a whole scene of them going, "Honey? Huh? Can you hear me?" Yeah, like
it's
a whole
the
scene
worst.
of that.
It's the worst. Like, we liked it better when Joey Lawrence wasn't even in the movie.
Yeah.
Just get your eyebrows out of here, bro.
He's on his way, but he's not gonna make dinner. Get your eyebrows out of the way. Well, I'm not gonna make dinner, honey. And he just keeps saying it, and she's like, "Huh? What? I can't hear you, hon." Basically. But we follow the sister down to the beach, and she starts calling Tucker, "Get out of the water." And that's when, as she starts walking toward the water, I think she finds the package floats up to her. So she grabs the package, and
package is still floating.
It's still floating out there. Even better though, as she grabs the package, a torso floats up at her. Right?
That's
so
amazing.
it's like the package was being held onto by the landlord guy still.
But what's funny is when he got attacked by the shark, that package was nowhere near him. He did not have his arms on it.
No,
he didn't at all.
Not at all.
So how is he attached to this thing?
Who knows? It just all washed up there.
So goofy.
Yeah. And that's when she realizes there's a shark. So she's freaking out and she starts screaming, "Shark, shark, shark," at Becky and Tucker. And
how would she know it's a shark? Maybe he got into a boating accident.
Oh, this guy is. And remember, she wants to be a doctor.
Oh my god.
So now here's what we got to talk about. Tucker and Becky are far out in the ocean. They've been swimming for a while.
Far.
So far that they can't hear the word shark. But Becky can tell that she's screaming at them. And she just turns around and she goes, "Hey, Becky." I mean, hey, sis. What's her name? What's the sister's name?
Oh, I forgot. Charlotte. I think it's Charlotte.
Becky just turns around. "Oh, hey, Charlotte. How you doing?"
Tucker, come on! Come in! Hi, Charlotte!
And they just keep swimming.
Yeah.
And she's screaming, "Shark, shark, shark." And we see the shark fin, right? And they don't see it. but they just keep swimming. Now, the funniest thing is Becky and Tucker constantly keep standing up in the ocean.
They're supposed to be in deep water.
Because every time they stand up, we cut to a scene of their feet underwater treading water.
Yeah.
And the shark swimming around them underneath the water. But they're standing up.
Yeah.
Constantly going back and forth between standing and then showing their under the water
They
legs.
just think the audience is dumb.
It's terrible editing. But sure as shit, finally Becky just goes... Now, this was crazy. You think that Becky couldn't hear her? But she just goes, I think your sister really wants you to go in.
Your sister really wants you to come
Hey,
in.
hold up!
So she hears her screaming.
She does.
Tucker, come in, you know?
She can hear that over the waves and stuff.
Not the word shark.
No.
Okay. So a shark, of course, gets Becky. We see that the shark attacks her legs. And not like the landlord who got completely mauled instantly. Becky just gets a little tug under the water.
Yeah, she got her a little bite on her thigh. She's all right.
And they're able to get her in. And she has a bite on her leg, which the bite keeps disappearing throughout this film.
The blood on her leg, it's there dripping down her leg 1 minute.
Gets washed
And then
off.
the long shot, there's no blood at all. And it's just so over the top. Like, there's no, first of all, there's no way that she would go into this kind of, she went into shock. She was like profusely bleeding one moment. And then the next moment, oh,
yeah,
I'm here. I'm
exactly.
fine. I'm fine.
Exactly. And they got her on the beach and they're trying to stop the bleeding or whatever. And the mother comes down. And and then we get more intense mouth acting from this woman as she realizes Becky has been attacked. So they are able to carry Becky back upstairs so the father can help because the father was a doctor. Mm-hmm. So that's when we get a whole scene. Now remember, Becky, the actress, is just in a bikini. So they're laying around the bed and she even looks like her stomach is like lubed up. She's like glossy, like.
Well, she did come out of the water.
I know, but I'm just saying that they're just like over sexual in the weirdest moment. And the father is funny because it sounds like at one point I think he says just keep breathing or just breathe or something. But he's like, it sounds like he says nice breasts.
Nice breaths, nice breaths.
I did not hear
and
that.
I pointed out twice. I was like, because now remember. Not only is Becky in a bikini, but the actress playing the sister is also in a bikini top with her boobs jiggling around in the shot like crazy.
They totally are jiggling.
They're
I couldn't
jiggling
stop
all over the
staring.
movie.
I was like, okay, this is a bit.
And then
much.
the actor playing Tucker is also just in his shorts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
everybody is like, it's wild because we kept thinking everybody's gonna be freezing.
There's no way they're not freezing. I felt so bad for those actresses, though. I mean, completely half naked, freezing, and especially the actress playing Becky, because she was actually just hired for her looks. She had to be, because she doesn't have anything to do in this movie at all. There's nothing. They're just, after she got attacked by the shark, she's literally just being dragged around. Like there's nothing that she doesn't even have any dialogue until the end of the movie. Like it's just shocking.
Yeah, she basically is just there to ask questions. Well, while they're trying to, there's a whole scene of quick camera shots of them trying to save cover up the wound and wake Becky up, make sure she doesn't pass out, and all this stuff. And that's where I guess we find out that the father is a little bit of a drinker, which makes a lot more sense that his acting is so bizarre.
I mean,
because he's got a flask and she's like, I thought you stopped drinking, and he's like, what?
I mean, that would imply that he's drunk through this whole movie, and I don't see that.
It does make more sense that he's an alcoholic because he is so out of it. This actor.
No, but then why do they go out of their way to tell us how old he is?
I know. It's weird.
But if I was making this movie, I'd need to be drunk all the time too.
It's true. Well, no, I would love it. It's so funny. I guess the mother is attempting to call the police or call for help.
Yeah, because Becky's bleeding.
They, for some reason, their phones don't work.
So that's our first indication that the storm is getting really, really bad.
Well, the storm is now very violent, and the waves
Mm-hmm.
are coming in. Now, we're not told what this weather event is in this film, but all I can say is that a tsunami comes in.
Okay, to say that, I mean, literally the ocean overtakes the house.
Okay, so
I don't know how it's still standing.
At this point, now remember that the house is on stilts over a mountain, the side of a mountain, facing the beach or the ocean, and now they were able to walk downstairs to the beach, and remember their basement was flooded already from the pipe leaking. Now, the movie starts suggesting that the ocean has risen all the way up to the side of the mountain where their basement is.
Yes.
So now the basement water and the ocean are the same level. So that means that most of California has to be flooded beyond belief. Well, that's really funny because guess who all of a sudden walks into the house?
No, Handyman Rowan.
He just walks in. He goes, "What the hell's happening here?" And they're like, "There's shark attack." And he's like, "Whoa, what can I do?" They're like, "We're gonna leave. We're out of here. This has become insane. We got to bring her to a hospital." And he's like, "You got to move now because the roads are closed."
Okay, then
They're
how'd you
closing
get
the
here?
roads. Who let him in?
And why isn't he home taking care of his family if
Yes.
there's a freaking, tropical storm or hurricane or whatever the hell's happening over there?
And even better, he says, "You got to leave now." And she's like, "You don't have to fix the house because we're out of here. This place is a shithole. Everything's going nuts. We have to get out of here. You don't have to fix it." And he goes, No, that's okay. I'm going to stay and fix it.
He goes down to the fucking basement.
He says he's going to stay. When the roads are blocked, he knows that the ocean is now rising up to the house.
So the ocean is pretty much in the freaking basement right now. And he goes down there to fix a leak. How dumb are you? What is the writer and director of this movie thinking? Like, this is the stupidest
I don't think they're
fucking
thinking.
shit.
I think they're having fun.
Like, to send this poor man downstairs, and he had this actor, he had to get completely soaking wet in this basement that's completely
He gets
flooded.
right in it, too.
He gets right in it, and he's trying to fix a pipe. Are you kidding me?
He finally turns off the water, which is, no one in this movie could figure out. Turn off the water.
Yeah, well, when she called him, the mother called him earlier in the film, he could have said, well, you could just turn off the water until I get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't say that. So
Yes, I know.
what kind of freaking handyman is that?
Yeah.
But
even funnier, he turns off the water, and all of a sudden, the basement starts springing holes. It's like someone shot bullet holes into the basement walls because it just starts popping out holes of water coming from the ocean. And now, when I say a hole that shoots water out, it's like it's like a small, hose water is coming through. And what's even better here is so does sunlight.
Okay.
Sunlight is coming through the hole.
We're supposed to believe that from the outside shots that they're showing us, there's gloom and doom clouds. It looks like a freaking hot mess. It's just pouring. It's terrible. It looks like you're getting a hurricane.
Yeah.
But the sunlight is coming through. You can see the sunlight through the holes in the wall.
Yeah, and this is the best. Somebody wrote this and they filmed this. It's insane. He decides to grab a piece. He finds wood and somehow finds nails and a hammer perfectly right next to him and starts trying to hammer the hole in the wall. But he's doing it where there's space between the wall and the board he's putting it up. So it's still going to spray against that board. It's not stopping it. It's still going to be shooting into the room. It's still going to flood. He's not actually hammering a piece of wood onto the wall.
Yeah, we were laughing about that. We're like, okay, what is the logic behind this?
Even better is when he does put it up against the wall and hammer it, it pops an entire hole big enough to wash a shark into it.
Oh my god.
So sure as shit, the ocean is now up into the basement and a shark swims in the hole.
And gets him.
Well, that doesn't happen for a couple minutes or so because he kind of hides under the table in the water with the board up to him.
Yeah, he's okay. Now, mind you, he could easily just go up the stairs and out of the basement.
Yes.
The same way he got in.
Yeah.
But
But even-
I mean, the stupidity. He deserves to get eaten by a shark.
Now, there's a giant storm outside. The water is rising. Hell on earth is happening outside this house. When the shark swims in, it's sunlight through the hole.
Yep. Again.
Even better.
The director went
This-
to the Ed Wood School of Directing.
This is my favorite thing that I have to talk about in this film. It's like, I think the director thought, this looks cool, but has no idea about what it is. So he starts doing this thing in this scene where he uses light refraction. He must have put like one of those devices in the room that makes it lights up the wall in different ways. Like it lights it up as the cosmos, or it lights it up as like soothing lights. Well, he has one that's kind of lighting up the room as like when you have a reflection of the sun off of water.
Yeah.
And it makes it makes like a refraction of light.
Yeah.
That's happening in the basement. During a huge storm. You would need sunlight to come through from somewhere.
It looks like the end of days outside.
Yeah,
and
and
there's
meanwhile,
sunlight
there's like
coming
a
from-
beautiful green light sparkling around the room onto the walls and the characters. I'm like, what? Why is this happening? Like, what was the directing? Well, what is he thinking? Where's the light source coming
The
from on the
director's
water?
not thinking. Are you kidding?
So,
What?
at the same time that this shit's happening, they have got the father, the girl that's hurt, all back up the steps to get to their car friendly. But this is great because the movie's like, well, we can't end here. They can't get away. All of a sudden, the storm is so bad that it knocks over a telephone pole directly on their car and leaves live wires dangling in the rain.
Yeah. The only one that could get out was the mom.
The mom has to crawl out and it keeps saying, watch out for the live wires. And for some reason, no one can get out one side of the door.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why no one else can open the door on the other side.
Yeah, I don't know either. It
And-
makes no sense. They don't even tell us what happened on that side of the door.
It's like raining out and there's a live wire and all this. And now, I'm guessing there's either a tsunami or a hurricane to make this telephone pole rip out and fall on. This not only is the house a shithole, but the ocean's a shithole. The telephone poles are shitholes. Like, this place is a dump. I mean, this is like hell on earth, and they've stayed here a lot.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It's wild. And by the way, the father of Becky has gone. He was looking for her.
Yeah, so
And
where the
he's
hell is
still
he?
driving around, but they shut down the roads.
They shut down the roads. Yeah,
So-
and the weather is so bad, but the handyman could get through.
He got in. They let him
They're
in.
just picking and choosing who they're letting
Yeah,
in.
and now while they're struggling to get out of the car that's got the telephone pole on it, that's when the handyman dies in the basement.
Editor's note. I had to add a little commentary here because I caught this clip of terrible ADR we did not talk about in the episode, but this is actually in the film. I had to put it here.
Today, not today.
The shark gets him and bites his hand off, which is his arm holding the flashlight is floating around in the basement.
God, it's just
It's its
beyond.
own stereotype now. It's its own cliche in horror movies.
so
Like in
bad.
Jurassic Park, it's just like a perfect arm on the wall, like Samuel Jackson's arm.
Oh my god, yeah. How'd that happen?
Yeah, how'd that happen? And it's got the sleeve on it in
It
Jurassic
still
Park.
has the sleeve.
Yeah, it's so stupid. But yeah, the same thing happens here. And we find this out because the family has to. Now they have an option, right? They get out of this car. Now there's two options. Apparently, there's only two options. Option A, the one that anybody would take, is to flee down the road.
Yeah, why can't they run? Well, because
Or-
they have grandpa who's 108 years old going on 57.
Sure. But
Like,
what is your other option? Your other option is walk back down to the steps into the hellhole?
I don't understand why they couldn't just
Why didn't they just leave?
they could have just ran down the road. Or,
He could have hobbled. Grandpa could have just hobbled with his cane down the block.
Like, put him in a freaking wagon or a wheelbarrow or some
Yeah,
shit.
or check a house that's farther up the hill, away from the ocean.
Yeah. Why did they go back in?
They went back, not only back in, but back down steps toward the ocean rising.
Yes.
And went back into the house.
The ocean is literally overtaking this house.
Yeah. And that's when they basically get Becky to the couch. They say, the mother tells them, get Mr. the fix-it guy.
Mr. Rowan.
Go get him in the basement.
In the basement.
And tell him what's going on. And they get into the basement and they realize, oh shit, there's a hole in the wall. And he's missing. And they're walking around in there, not knowing there's a shark in there. Apparently, they don't see a shark fin. It's only waist high. And it's a basement. It's not that big.
Right.
They don't, not only do they not walk into the body right off the bat, and by the way, there's still the reflection of light all over the walls and everything like that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And the shark is just swimming around next to them, like waiting. It's just hiding out.
Yeah, it's just waiting for his next meal.
And I think that's when they get, oh shit, there's a shark. And they have to jump up on countertops in
now,
the basement.
can we just talk about the mother's acting? It's astounding.
It becomes more and more next level.
It's, when I say next level, I want all of you to watch this movie because it's just shocking. This woman's acting is so horrific. She doesn't know what to do with her face.
No, not
she
whatsoever.
just leaves her mouth hanging open through the whole entire film. It's the most ridiculous thing. I mean, there's no way that they could not have gotten a better actress. There's tons of actresses out there.
Yeah.
This woman is literally just, she's so confused. She doesn't know how to act at all. It's bonkers. And I was laughing my ass off for the last 40 minutes of this movie because of just her. Because of her. I couldn't believe what I was seeing on the screen.
Between her and the father, it's so laughable that I couldn't stop. I mean, it just cracks me up. This film just started to make me laugh.
The brother and sister, their acting was all right. It was okay.
The brother is, when he does the Shaggy, like, oh.
Yeah, well, it just proves that at least he's 16 years old, you know? At least he's trying.
I mean, I can't believe this. Becky and him are 16-year-olds that are already getting it on, apparently.
Are you kidding me? Do you know this day and age?
I guess so, but I'm like, good
if you're
Lord.
13 and you're not getting it on, that's shocking.
He hasn't seen her since he was 15.
True. But, I mean, does that matter?
I mean, I guess.
I mean, today it's like, it's, not like when we were, but, yeah. Anyway.
I'm just saying, it's a little wild that these two are a thing. But anyways, Becky and the father on the couch, while the mother goes down to try to save the kids, and she's like screaming because they realize there's a shark in there, and she's just like, ooh,
I mean, her mouth is
open
just
the whole
open
time,
the whole
like
time.
freaking out, trying to get a way to get them back upstairs, and that leads the father to hear it and get off the couch and stumble down into the light refraction room, and basically try to stop a shark from eating the kids, right? And they see the floating hand. They see that he's been killed.
But this is not rocket science. There's literally a staircase going right back up into the house. Just get on the staircase and go back into the house.
Well, the two kids are up on the sides and the back, near the back wall, and they would have to swim past the shark.
I mean, come on, really swim
I wouldn't
past
Would
the
you get in
shark?
that damn shark water? You wouldn't get in that shark water. Come on.
I mean, what's the alternative? Stay on that board and
I
sit
would
there and wait?
probably sit on that board for the rest of my
Like
fucking
in
life
Deep
before I
Blue
fall
Sea?
down the shark's mouth. Yeah.
I would have jumped over into the stairs.
Well, it's not like Deep Blue Sea. If this is Deep Blue Sea, that shark would have jumped out of the water and got the kid on the table.
You know what? That's true.
Well, I mean, what else is there to do to stop a shark but to get the old man's fishing poles and fish for a shark? Can you explain this scene? What does this do? Because he actually does hook, line, and sinker a shark.
They were using bait, though. What the fuck were they using for bait?
And the mother's excited. She's like, you got him.
They actually
Now,
did.
like, what? Yeah, you got him. But now what?
Now what? Now what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with
And
it?
how is the shark not pulling the... This shark is killing people. and it's not pulling the father into the. He's an old, fragile old man.
Oh, remember, he's like 108 years old, and he's
Why isn't he sucked into the damn water?
trying to fish out the. Yeah.
He's fishing.
Yeah. So he could distract the shark while the two kids get up the stairs. And that's what he does. So the family runs back upstairs.
Well, yeah,
after this.
I think the fish actually the shark goes out the hole.
Yeah, I think he actually finally leaves. So they all run back up the stairs.
What does he go outside for? I don't even remember that part.
I don't know. It must have been somebody
But
out there.
it allows them to get back upstairs. All the kids get upstairs. I think they actually punch the shark a few times or something. No, she does. She hits him.
Yeah, but she uses like an object. I don't
remember what it was, but
it.
I remember them hitting it with something.
Well, that happens later.
It happens again.
In the house. So they're back upstairs and they're trying to figure out a way. How are we going to get out of here? Meanwhile, you just go out the front door. You're fine. But they don't do that. Literally, the water is coming from the ocean, about to completely eat this house alive. Okay. And they are sitting there trying to figure out, they're trying to formulate a plan of how to beat this water rising.
Well, let's now jump to where Joey Lawrence is, because Joey Lawrence has now hit a checkpoint where a cop tells him he's not allowed to drive further in. Now, it's apparently they're saying that it's been 6 hours already.
Yes, it's been 6 hours.
Yeah, 6
and the
hours.
Town has been evacuated.
He says, I already went down there and checked all the houses. There's no one out there.
Okay, but you didn't.
He didn't. And Joey Lawrence is getting mad. The actor, I mean, he seems like he's actually mad in the scene, like the actor. And he's like, can I just go see? Because my family, they didn't tell me that they had moved on to a checkpoint. Like he's like, everybody was evacuated to shelters. Mm-hmm. And he's like, no one told me. Are you sure that they're out? And he's like, you can't go in there. And he's like, go to the elementary school. That's where the shelter is. And he's like, I'll find it. And he drives off. Now, I guess what he really does is park somewhere and sneaks in. And when he goes and sneaks in, he finds, what's the girl's name?
Becky?
Becky's father, knocked out against the fence.
Yeah.
And he goes, what are you doing here?
That just goes to show you that they're not really policing the town, because this guy's just laying there.
He's just laying there, out there. And he goes, oh, I don't know, something flew into my head and knocked me out. And it's like, the wind. Like, apparently the wind sucker punched at him. The wind sucker punched this guy.
The wind is literally blowing.
It's literally blowing. And he says, what are you doing out here? And he goes, I'm looking for my daughter Becky. And he goes, what are you doing? I'm looking for my family. Do you think that our families are together?
Why would they ever think that? I mean, his son was literally saying to the father, oh, is Becky around?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I also want to point out that there's a part where Becky's like, he tells Becky, your father was looking for you. And she goes, he wants to show me off to his new girlfriend?
Yeah, she
what
does
does
say that.
mean?
Like,
show me off?
I don't know, like, here's my hot daughter?
Yeah, look at this.
I mean, that sounds so
It's
gross.
really weird. Like, I was like, show me off to his new girlfriend.
Yeah, or maybe,
What did you do, party tricks?
Better dialogue would have been, he wants me to meet his new girlfriend.
Exactly.
But that's, the writers think, they're like, oh, hey, let's just make some shit up.
Yeah.
And make it sound really uber creepy. Let's do that.
Now, this is one of my favorite shots. Okay? Because Joey Lawrence just so happens to find this guy knocked out. Now, you would think that they're at the house. Because he supposedly lives right near them.
Supposedly, yeah. But so if
And he tells Joey Lawrence, I don't think they're home.
Yeah, but he didn't even go there.
I don't understand
And he
it
wasn't
either.
even at his house. He was walking the streets and he got smacked on the head by the wind.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't think they're there because I stopped by and I saw that their car was crushed.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So
he saw the cars crushed, but didn't go check on them in the house.
Check on them. So
this is like the cop. Everybody just goes, fuck that house.
Right.
It's a shithole.
That particular house. Fuck that house.
Yeah, fuck that house.
Because honestly, if you think your daughter is with this family and there's a crushed car there, don't you think that maybe
you should go check on them? Yeah.
No.
And especially if your daughter might be with the son of that family.
Yeah, like what? Okay, like any common sense would be like, okay, any person that has a half a brain cell would be like, okay, I need to go and check on what's going on here because someone could be hurt.
Yeah.
No.
This leads to what I was saying was my favorite thing, because these two guys now seem like they're miles away from the house.
Yeah.
He just so randomly found this guy, and they walk to the side of the cliff to look past the where the ocean is and look at the house.
So they can still see the house. However,
But the
water
ocean's not even up there.
No, but when you look at the long shot of the house, they showed the house. It's like the ocean's literally almost consuming it. So how, where Joey Lawrence and the other guy are, how is the ocean not already on top of them?
On top of them.
How?
Yeah, the guy that was knocked out outside should be underwater.
It should, yes, he should be underwater because
But they're
that's how
able
high
to walk,
the water was.
and that's the best part is they walked toward the house by walking down a hill,
They walked down a hill, but
which
that
would mean they
hill-
were walking into the ocean.
Yes, that hill would be consumed
Underwater.
Yes.
I'm like,
I'm like, what
what's
is happening?
Yeah. Is the house in this movie taking place in some kind of Twilight Zone scenario where there's a bubble that only it is underwater and only it has a shark attack?
I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone watching this.
It is fucking weird. I can't wait to discuss further what happens with Joey Lawrence next, but
Well, he's in the movie now.
now we cut away from him because now they're on a march miles away to get to the house, and we see that it's starting to get darker. Now we cut back into the house, and the water's rising in the basement to the point where the water has now got to the door that led to the basement.
Yeah, so it's coming into the house at this point.
The mother actress starts screaming. This is one of those things I was talking about where they cut from it. Like, she screamed and they cut away from it because she didn't know what to do in the scene. And so she's like, help me. And she's holding the door shut.
Touch the shark!
The stairs must be flooded. Help me. Help me. Grab that. Please, bring it over here.
And it looks like the shark is trying to open the door.
Okay, it does, yes. But the fact that she's trying to stop
A door
it's a door. Like
of water.
There's water. Water goes under the door.
And I will just point out that that door.
Here's where Cameron goes berserk.
Okay. Oh my god, we didn't even consider this. If the basement is in the position of where she's holding the door, the balcony is across the way, which is facing the ocean.
Yes, it is. So
that means that the basement would be on the other side of the cliff, where the water isn't.
That's true. Because
holy shit.
The balcony. No, actually no, because
it's not.
The balcony is facing the ocean. Yes.
Yes, but it's across the way.
There's stairs going down from that way, right?
What do you mean? There's stairs going into the basement? Because
so you have to go through the basement to get out of the house.
No, the stairs go up right next to where the basement goes down. Remember? She's holding the door, and the stairs going up to the car area is right next to it.
Oh my god!
The fact that the shark came in the wrong direction. Holy shit! I don't even know how we didn't think of this.
He was just driving down the road and he decided to come in through the basement. The shark.
Through the side of a mountain. Maybe it's got a secret lair.
Oh my god! Okay,
maybe it's Dr. Evil.
We're gonna have to rewind this movie after we're done here, and I need to see it.
I know for a fact that the balcony's over here. The water should be coming in from the balcony now.
Oh
at this
my
point.
god! Because they do a long shot of the house. I need to see that long shot of the house again because I need to know where the shark is
I know
coming
for
from.
a fact that the actress, when she was on the balcony calling for him, Tucker, to come in, she went down the basement across the way from the room.
Way.
Yes.
So you're right. It
Yeah.
would be on the wrong side of the house.
So the
Holy
shark came in on the
shit.
wrong side of the house. He came in from the car parking lot.
Oh my god.
Okay, so not only that, but the water should be coming in through that damn window.
Right. It should. It should have
Right.
already overtaken.
It should have already overtaken the house, but for some reason, the water's only coming in from the basement level, and it's up to the door, and they're holding water in.
They're holding
First off,
water
remember-
at bay.
Let's just
That's what
yeah,
they're-
she's holding it at bay.
Did you hear what I said? They're holding water at bay, you know, because it's the ocean. Oh, I'll be here all week.
Ugh. Let it flow, honey.
You know,
Let it
I
flow.
can't. Okay, I'm delirious from having a second, like, it was torturous. Okay, a second viewing of this torturous.
Joe, this place is a shithole, but the door can hold an entire ocean back.
Yeah, it sure can, and you know she can hold it at bay because she's pushing with all her might.
She actually gets the kids to push the nightstands
Oh yeah,
in front of it.
put multiple furniture pieces in
Yeah.
front of the door, and that'll stop the water. It stops water
It
when
stops
you
the
do
water.
that.
And by the way, the room still looks really sunny
Yes, it does.
because the water in the basement is on the basement's on the water, where the electrical box seemed to have been
Yes.
when she did the fuse box.
Yep.
So now that means I have no electricity. So there shouldn't be any light in this house, right?
Jesus Christ.
Uh,
But there is beauty. It's sunlight's coming through. It's
it seems to be fine now. The father, this is really interesting. The father just says, "You can leave me. I don't care anymore. Just get Becky to a hospital."
Says get Becky to the hospital. Take care of the kids. The daughter has to. My granddaughter has to go to medical school. Blah blah
And
blah.
my son has got to become a badass sports person. He's going to change the world.
Yeah. Does he say? What does he say?
says something about him.
Sportsman or something. I don't
He's
know.
going to set the world on fire.
Yeah, he's gonna set the world on fire. That's what he says. I'm like,
I'm not running up those damn stairs to the car. You know that.
What?
When you get to safety, just send someone back for me.
I'm not leaving you. No.
You need to protect my grandkids, and the only way you're gonna do that is to get out of here. Charlotte, she's gonna make one hell of a doctor. Such a big heart. And Tucker, he's gonna set the world on fire.
okay, well,
What,
that's
like
nice.
the Joker?
I got nothing. But then the best part is that he opts to die. I
He just
mean,
says,
he
"Leave me."
chooses to just stay there and let the shark get him. I'm like, okay, I don't understand. What is wrong with this man? And he's like, well, look, I'm not going to make it up that hill. Okay, first of all, no one's even trying to get up a hill because no one's even trying to leave this place. Like, you're blocking a door that water is coming under the door, you schmuck.
It should be coming, but it's not coming in through the door, I don't think. Maybe they show it. Yeah, maybe they
It
do show
is.
a splash
It's
of water
coming
coming
under
out.
the door,
I
and
couldn't tell
so-
if that was CG, by the way. I
It was CG, yeah.
It was, right?
Yeah.
Because nothing
So-
looked wet.
No, it was
And I was
CG.
like, they couldn't mess up this house. It couldn't be a set.
Right.
I was wondering how they. Yeah, I was like, okay, but yeah, he's just like, let me die. And the funniest part, we couldn't stop laughing because the daughter's like, okay,
Yeah, the daughter doesn't give a shit, but she's just like, yeah, well, first she says, I'm not gonna leave you. Okay, I'll leave you.
yeah.
There's like no argument.
And now I just want to point out that everybody can just get up the steps, like the father. Everybody can just go up the steps.
Yeah.
But
So-
for some reason, he's just like, no. And of course, at this point is where the door busts in. The water fills the room exactly up to areas that everybody can stand on. So the Becky is on the couch anyways. Well, the son and Becky, they just stay on the couch.
Yeah, and then the daughter jumps up on the
Staircase, I think.
No, the daughter with the
Oh, yeah,
mouth
she's on
hanging
the
open.
kitchen
She's
table.
on the kitchen. What do you call that? What do you call those things? The breakfast nook.
Island.
The island. She's like on the island, and so she's on all fours, like thinking she's gonna escape the shark.
And the father like climbs up on the dining room table on his belly. And I think the daughter is on the staircase to what I assumed was to go back up to where the cars were.
It seemed like she
but-
had half a brain cell. She was trying to go up the stairs to get out.
Yeah, but we find out that doesn't lead there, which is odd too. Yeah, so everybody's like kind of on these tables, and they're like, we got to get everybody to the staircase to get out. So they start coming up with an idea. everybody's able to get onto the staircase one by one, even Becky.
Yeah, who's hurt and that has nothing to do in this movie, but like be thrown around and limping.
Yeah, everybody needs to carry her, but somehow even she gets up to the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And now everybody, instead of going up the stairs to let people onto the staircase to get up, the father just starts getting in the water, and he tells them to leave while he fights the shark with a cane. Now, all they had to do here, right? All they had to do was just pull him up the staircase.
That's it.
And everybody get up the stairs. But they all scram. They're all cramming behind him as he's fighting a shark with his cane, beating it until it finally eats him.
Yep.
And they actually hold him there so the shark can eat his legs off.
Instead of pulling him up the stairs like any normal person would do, they just let him die. They just let him die.
They don't do anything.
It was like, are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me?
They just all cram into one little spot on the staircase and just let him be eaten in front of them.
Yeah, but
nobody could pull this guy up. He couldn't even climb the stairs.
No.
Why couldn't he climb up these
fight
stairs?
off the shark with a freaking cane.
And we didn't talk about this yet, but we were talking about how while we were watching it, that he has an oxygen tank. Now, if anybody's ever seen the best movie ever made, Jaws, well, it's an oxygen tank, and there's a shark. Is this going to play in? We're like, oh, I see where they're going to go with this. No. This guy just dies fighting it with a cane.
Yeah, and the best part is, after this, his daughter, gaping mouth, she is about to fight off this thing. But before she does that, she tells the kids, "Get up the stairs, kids. I'm about to fuck up a shark."
Yes.
Go upstairs, kids. I'm gonna fuck up a shark!
And she takes a lamp post.
Yes.
And it is a lamp post. And she beats the shit out of the shark. I don't know.
It doesn't do anything. The
what
shark's just like,
what she
whatever.
thinks is doing. It's not doing anything.
Yeah.
She's about to fuck up a shark.
And she just runs upstairs.
She runs upstairs.
Now, I love this next moment because she runs up the stairs and Becky goes, oh my God. I can't remember their last name. Sampson or something like that. Mrs. Sampson, whatever the hell it is. I'm so sorry. It's my fault. And she goes, no, honey. No, it's not your fault. It's all okay, honey.
Sampson, you were right.
She's just like, it's okay. Her father was just murdered in front of them. And she's like, it's all good. It's not your fault.
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay. It's all right.
Becky, no. It's not your fault.
I'm so sorry about everything, Miss Sims. No, it's not your fault. You understand, right? It's okay.
So are we on the part where we actually see Joey Lawrence doing something?
Not yet. We're about to get there.
Okay.
So now the water never stops rising from this point. It just starts coming closer and closer because now the water starts going up to the door because when they all climbed the stairs, they ended up in a bedroom.
Yeah.
Now, I thought this was the staircase that brought them from the car to the room, but now they're in a bedroom. It's nothing is in this room except a bed.
Yeah.
Right? And they're all on the bed. Right? And the door is starting to flood. And the shark is now trying to get in the bedroom.
Yeah, they know that the phones are down, but there is an option.
Yeah, now, this doesn't make any fucking sense. Their phones don't work.
No.
But one of them suggests, hey, didn't you bring your smartwatch? And she opens up her luggage and she goes, yeah, I did. And she has a smartwatch. And for some reason, although a smartwatch uses the exact same network that a phone does, it's able to call 911.
Yeah, it is. And this actress and this character being dumb as fuck.
Yes.
She says, this is the mother, she says, oh my God, we need help. We're on the beach and we need help. And all of a sudden the guy is like, okay, ma'am, we're going to send help right away. Give me your name and address. Oh,
my name's Sampson.
Sampson. And then it disconnects. Like, you are a fucking moron. Okay, you deserve to drown and get eaten by sharks. You're so stupid.
Yeah, call it again.
Like, literally, she's she can't get her words out. Her mouth is hanging open throughout the whole scene. This actress is the fucking worst. Oh my god, the worst.
Yeah.
I can't even stress enough what a bad choice she was. But
So the door busts open and the shark gets into the room,
comes in,
and they are
Hey-o.
they are able to open up the window, and the shark swims out into the ocean.
Yeah.
But we find out that the shark's pissed off. He wants to kill this family. He has never met Joey Lawrence yet, but he senses him.
He hates Joey
Because-
Lawrence.
Whoa! What happens outside this window is amazing. Now, we saw that the two fathers were going to walk down a hill toward the house. But now they are on two surfboards in the dark, in the middle of the ocean, swimming toward them. What angle?
Surfboard.
How did they get out in the middle of the ocean to swim toward them?
Like literally, I got nothing. I got nothing.
You think that they would be swimming over the roofs or next to the houses?
No.
No, they're out in the middle of the ocean, heading directly toward their window.
Yeah, it's very convenient. And where'd they get those surfboards?
What,
The
they-
whole place was flooded.
They found two surfboards and they're swimming out in the middle of the ocean
Surfboards
toward
are-
the house. And the
They're
shark
just
is like,
lurking about in the ocean.
the only reason the shark goes out the window is, oh, I'm gonna get those two surfers. What the fuck? Why is this shark so hell bent? Now, this shark he's had the handyman, he's had the landlord, and now he had a little bite of Becky, and he also ate the father.
Yep.
And now he's still hungry.
He's so he's like
Tyrese.
he's like the Augustus Gloop of the ocean.
I'm like Tyrese, and you're
I
like,
like
Gus's
Tyrese.
Loop. I'm hungry.
Hungry.
So this shark is hell bent on killing these people, and it goes out there, and the two fathers argue a little bit because the one father's like, they're screaming. Now this is a storm, a giant storm's happening. The water's going nuts. There's rain everywhere, and somehow they can hear each other. They're screaming, Dad! They can see him in the dark out on the ocean.
Yeah, there's
Dad,
nothing
Dad.
but abyss out there.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, I'm coming. And they're like, they start yelling at each other. Like the other father's like, is Becky with you? Yeah, I got bit by a shark.
I mean, they can hear each other.
They can hear each other.
So crazy with the whole. I mean, not just the rain, but the waves, and they can still hear each other from that distance.
Yes.
It was amazing.
And now Joey Lawrence tells him, hey, stay still. There's a shark and it's underneath us. Right? And he's like, look, I came this far to save my daughter. I'm not going to stay still. And he's like, dude, stay still.
Yeah.
I'm going to move around, but you should stay still.
Yeah. He's
And
literally right next to him.
The mother is in the room and she goes, hey, we have to make a rope and get it to them so we can pull them in. Now, I was like, even if you got a rope, which, how do you have a rope? There's literally no furniture in this room except a bed.
Right, so they used bed sheets.
She uses bed sheets. But how do you, now they're soaking wet. You know how heavy those fucking sheets are?
Yeah.
And they're ripping them to make them longer. What do you got, Batman's gun? How are you going to shoot it out there? How are you going to get to the, but they do. They throw it out there. Now, Joey Lawrence is telling the other father, stay still, man. And now he's splashing around to get the rope.
So it's like pitch black out there.
Yes.
And Joey Lawrence can see the shark swimming underneath the
He's under
blacked out water.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. This is fucking wild.
I got nothing.
And sure as shit, the shark eats the other father.
Yep. And then Becky can see this happening.
Oh,
so
she's everything.
Screaming.
Yeah.
She's screaming so she can see everything happening.
Yeah, the father dies. And Joey Lawrence is able to come into the house, and he shuts the window, and he tells her, Becky, and Becky's like, it's my fault, my dad's dead. And he's like, again, it's not your fault. He was trying to save you.
Okay.
That is your fault.
That is your fault.
Yeah. And then he goes, but I'm here now, and I'm gonna take care of you, and we're gonna make it together.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like, dude, that's a tall you got that's a lot of hoping. You can hope that you're going to take care of it.
He's like, I promise you, I promise you. He said that like so many times. Like, oh my god, if he gets eaten by a shark right here, after he promised her he's going to take care of her, this would be like the best movie ever.
I think he said, "Look at my eyebrows. Look at my eyebrows. You see how serious I am? I promise you. Look at them. Look.
These eyebrows
don't lie." So now this is wild, right? They decide to get to the attic.
Yeah, they're trying to get to higher ground.
Now, I need you guys to split up. Right? And he tells the two kids, get on the roof and signal somebody. We're going to go in the attic. I don't know why they do this.
Well, because I think at this point in the movie is where they see that the Coast Guard is out there.
Yeah, and I think the son Tucker found flashlights in the attic.
Yeah, so he was trying to signal the Coast Guard.
And he goes out the window and climbs up on the roof with with his sister.
Yeah.
And the shark doesn't come for them at that point for some reason.
No, because they're too busy going after the Coast Guard guys,
Well, I thought the Coast Guard guys, when they were already on the roof, they show up.
Nah. No. When they just get up there, is when they see the Coast Guard guys. It doesn't matter because they get eaten quite fast.
I want to talk about the two Coast Guard guys show up on one of those blow-up rafts.
It's like a blow-up raft.
Like one of those ones with they have the motor on it, though.
Yeah.
It means it came from an actual boat.
Right.
So that would mean the Coast Guard's close by?
Nah.
Because these two guys are in the dark on the ocean on this motorized raft. And now, of course, the shark knocks them over and kills them.
Yeah.
But not before he can shoot a flare. And I was thinking, well, that flare should be for the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
But they don't come into this. This is weird. And now, for some reason, Joey Lawrence, his wife, Mouth Gape.
She must have swallowed a lot of rain.
She
does. Was definitely not thirsty throughout this movie.
Mouthy, Becky, and Joey Lawrence decide to go in the attic, and they decide to smash through the roof to get to the roof. I don't know why they just didn't do what the two kids did. I guess it's because Becky is hurt,
I
and
guess.
he promised her a lot with his eyebrows that he wasn't going to kill her and get her killed.
I mean, just hoist her up. You can hoist her.
They're so funny. They're bashing into the roof, and then the son is stepping on the roof, and he's like, why is this so hard? And I was like, it's a fucking roof, you idiot.
Yeah.
What do you think it's made out of? Paper mache?
Yeah.
Like, what?
And even the sister's like, this is a roof
We're on
in
the
a
ocean.
house
Yeah.
down by the ocean.
It needs to be tougher.
Yeah, it
But I
needs
was
to
like,
be tough.
Even if it wasn't on the ocean, it's
still a
roof.
Like, it was the dumbest line. Well, not the dumbest, but one of the dumbest lines. But
It's like chiseling out of Alcatraz and being like, why is this so hard? You know, what is with these walls?
These walls are a
These
little
walls
tough.
are tough, yeah. Okay, and they actually are able to bust a hole in the ceiling, the roof, and pull them out. And that's when the mother gets pulled out with her mouth wide open with the rain pouring into her mouth. I was dying during this. They all get up to the roof, and now they realize, oh, stay away from the antenna because the power box is on the roof. I remember that he told me that last year. And now I'm like, the power still works?
No, how?
Right? And now, you know what's funny? If you look at the shot, all of the streetlights are on.
Oh my God, you're right. They were on. Okay.
The streetlights are still on. And the neighbor's house light is on too, like the spotlight. Everything is on. And
oh my God.
They decide, this is crazy. They decide that the kid, someone needs to swim to the raft. Now, first off, the shark knocked the raft over and killed 2 more people, right? And now this is a medium shark, right?
Yeah.
They keep showing it. It's not that big.
This is not Jaws. This is not.
And
no.
It knocked over the raft. So they're like, well, of course we need to get to the raft that got knocked over.
Mm-hmm.
And Joey Lawrence is like, I'm going to swim out to the raft, try to get the walkie-talkie that's probably in the raft. They know all this. But the son's like, no, I'm the best swimmer here. I do it for, at school. Like, I'm on the team. I can swim out to it. And Joey Lawrence is like, hell no. And then he's like, you're going to let me do it.
But the best part
and the
is,
mother goes, let him go.
yeah, but it would have been amazing if he actually got eaten by the shark. On his
I would have
way.
loved that so much.
That really would have made for a better film if the kid was like, no, I got this.
Yeah.
And then he just got like devoured.
Yes.
That would have been amazing.
I just love that the mother's like, let him go.
The mother doesn't give a shit. She just watched her father die, and
let him
she
go.
could have just ran him up the stairs.
And Joey Lawrence didn't even question that, by the way. He didn't even say, where's Dad?
No, he didn't. He didn't
even ask.
No,
He's
not
like,
at all.
where's that old bag that we always pull around? I don't
know.
know. Where is that fucker?
Yeah, he didn't say a word about
Yeah,
him.
he never asked.
No,
He didn't even ask how, I'm worried more about Becky and her bikini.
I know. For real.
Yeah.
I made a promise to your dad.
Yeah, I made a promise. Your dad's dead.
Yeah, sorry about that, Bex.
Oh, Bex.
Somehow I just made Joey Lawrence a hillbilly.
I know. So the kid jumps in the water and swims out to the raft. And he gets on the walkie-talkie and he signals the Coast Guard. Now, do you think the Coast Guard's going to be like, hey, where are our two friends?
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
No. They're like, who is this? What's happening?
Yeah, they're completely unconcerned.
Unconcerned. And the kid just goes, oh, fuck you. Like, he gives up on the walkie-talkie.
Yep.
And they're like, I guess he gets the boat closer. And so now their idea is to get everybody on the raft.
Yes, but they have this shark to contend with. So Joey Lawrence has this bright idea.
No, wait. I have to talk about this because this blew my mind, and thank you for reminding me. When the kids swam to the raft, their way of distracting the shark from killing him was by screaming over here. Because,
Yes.
sharks are very well known.
Yes.
If you talk to them, they will come to you.
Yeah, like a raptor or like a doggy.
Yeah, if you just
Over
say, hey, here, boy.
Come here.
Here, boy.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Not by the sound of the water splashing or
No.
vibrations or anything like that. No, come over here.
Yeah. So that's why he didn't get eaten.
Yes, he kept going. He got confused. He was like, the splash? Or do I go for that house of people screaming out my name?
Yeah.
Hey, Bruce, get over here, Bruce.
Yeah.
Come here, boy.
That was like, oh my God, I
Yeah,
can't.
but yeah, what you were just saying was their plan is to get on the raft, and you were saying what?
Oh, so Joey Lawrence concocts this ridiculous plan to use the circuit breaker box.
He doesn't even do. That's not even a plan. Somehow they get all on the boat. Even Becky, even a wounded Becky, gets on the boat. But Joey Lawrence is still on the roof as it's flooding, and somehow he calls to the shark. Whoa! There it is. Come over here.
Yeah,
Bruce.
he's using the antenna from the house.
Well, he rips off the antenna, and I don't even know how he decides this is going to work. And I don't know why the shark even decides, for the first time in the movie, to jump on top of a thing. But he does. He jumps up on the roof virtually. And now, by the way, he's huge.
He is massive. He looks like the Meg.
Yeah, he's big. He looks more like Jaws now from the movie, a little bit. He's a little bigger. Not the Meg. The Meg would have been, the whole house would have been gone.
I mean, he looked pretty big, but the CG was just so terrible.
Yeah, and Joey Lawrence sticks the antenna in its mouth, jumps over and hits the electrical box and shocks the shark to death.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he gets on the boat, and a helicopter comes, and we get one more shot of the mother looking up with her mouth wide open.
Finn. You see what we did? We said Finn.
We did.
Like a shark, Finn.
This movie is fantastically shitty.
Is it fantastically shitty?
Bex, get over your Bex.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay, the best actor in the movie was, I'm going to go ahead and say the shark.
Whoa!
This movie was a pile of
The one
shit.
daughter. The one daughter is
Okay,
the best actor in the movie.
yeah, the one
And I felt
the one
bad for
daughter is
her
good.
because it's just a lot of distracting cleavage jiggling from that actress, and I felt bad about that.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
that's-
but
it's in every shot.
she was very pretty too. But like, she actually was the best actress in this movie. She was the best
Without a
actor.
doubt. Without a doubt, best
she
actor.
was able to deliver her lines like a normal human being.
She's actually doing good acting with her face, which I felt bad. Like she knew how to hang her mouth open properly at
Yeah.
certain shots.
Yeah, she definitely didn't, have the horse spit hanging out of her mouth like mom did. She
No one will believe. No one will believe us about how bad this actress is in
Please,
this movie.
you have to watch this movie and just watch this actress from start to finish. She does not close her freaking mouth.
It's wild.
It is bizarre. I've never seen anything like this.
Do yourself a favor. Don't even pay attention to the movie. Just watch her in the backgrounds. It's amazing. She's just mouth acting.
It's bizarre. I mean,
She's in
people
shock.
on IMDb, their reviews are all saying the same thing too. Like, we're not the only ones that catch shit like this. There's no way to avoid this.
Yeah,
like
it became distraction. Like a distraction. Like
I
we couldn't even look away from it.
I couldn't, and during the second viewing, I couldn't look up because I would start laughing insanely because I just can't take it. It was through the whole movie, this actress was with her mouth hanging open. I just couldn't believe it. This movie is, I can't even liken this movie to anything else that we've seen. This was just such a piece of shit. It was just such trash.
But don't you enjoy stuff like this more
we do.
than a lot of other
Yes,
stuff?
because I laughed my freaking head off.
Oh, we were
through a lot of it.
dying
'Cause
during
I
this
just
film.
couldn't believe it. Like, they're making this father who's only 57 years old a geriatric.
Yeah.
The guy who gets top billing in the movie is only in it for like maybe 10 minutes tops. The acting is so wretched. The CG is even more wretched. And the logic behind what's going on with this tsunami,
It's the logic that's
it's
something next
bonkers.
level.
Like, I feel like I've gone mental. Like, what is happening? Where are you getting this logic of this, the storm, the flooding? Like, what are you thinking?
I might be right that this movie is taking place in a Twilight Zone bubble, because now that I'm thinking about the floor plans of the house, it's completely surrounded by water, regardless. So hey, something must be up.
I mean, I just can't even. I mean, this movie, I'm not even going to tell you that this is Talking Trash and we usually watch the movies so you don't have to, but I'm telling you and urging you to watch this film.
You gotta seek this out with friends and a beer.
Yes, have a cocktail, have your friends over, and play a game. You can drink. Every time this freaking actress has her goddamn mouth open, you will be wasted by the end of this movie.
Yes.
I mean, you will be incoherent at the end of this movie. It's so bad it's good. And it's shocking how it made me. I had to go to a different place in my mind the second time because there's no way I'm getting through this and sitting through this with a serious attitude.
Yeah.
You just cannot. This is a joke.
It's like when you watch Sharknado and you know that like they're joking. This movie seems like it's taking itself so serious. I think that's what blows my mind about this. People always talk about like the movies that it's hard to find good, so bad it's good movies because it has to be a movie that doesn't know it's bad, how bad it is. And now what's weird is this is written and directed by people who worked on these parody like shark movies and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you would think, but every shot and scene seems to generally be not joking, trying to have heart or trying to have an actual story that's like surprising.
Yeah.
That's what's mind-blowing about this movie. That's what makes it so much fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it was just mind-boggling.
And I cannot believe we haven't heard about this more. Like, I cannot believe this is one of those movies that we didn't know existed. And no one's talking about this. Because there's so many movies like this, and it's hard to find ones like this that are just, like, hilariously bad.
Yeah.
It's kind of surprising when every time I'm shocked to find something like this and just be laughing our asses off all night.
Yeah, I was laughing uncontrollably the first time we saw this at this actress.
Justified too. It's justified.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, you have to see this. This is not a we're gonna see this for you. No, you have to see this. We're urging you to see this movie. It's out of control. Although my score on this, because it was such trash, is a 2.
It's a 2. It's so bad.
It's a 2.
It should be like, and it's surprising. Like, I don't think it's like even close to the worst movie I've ever seen, but it's just so bad.
I mean,
it's just so funny bad.
The directing is shit. The logic is shit. The actors, most of the actors in this movie are trash. It was just wretched. It was just a ball of steamy pile of shit. It was just terrible.
And you know what's funny? The name. Why is it called Swim? Like, I guess because there's like 2 scenes where they have to swim.
I mean, all the other freaking shark and water things were taken, I guess.
I mean, they're running out of names.
They're running out of names. I mean, I can't. There's movies called Shark Waters. There's a movie called Shark Side of the Moon. I mean, there's nothing left. So Swim it is.
Swim.
Yeah, see this movie, you guys.
Ripple.
What'd you give it? A 2. Okay.
Oh my God. So I think we're gonna wrap it up there. Thank you for listening, and as always, hit us up on social media. We'd love to hear your thoughts. We'd love to have a conversation about this film. If you've seen it, if you finally do watch it and you want to talk about it, please reach out at us at Instagram. You can find Joe at Crafty Misfit, and you can find me at Just Another Movie Night. And we appreciate you listening. So have a good one, and bye-bye.
Okay, I'll make sure you get some before you go home.
No, you don't have to.
Hey, it would be my pleasure.
Okay, you won me over. All right, girl. We'll see you later on.
Thank you.
Whoa, whoa.
No. It's.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Hey, all right.
I pity the fool who thought this up.